If I had known today would turn out like this, well, I might have stayed in my tent. Just useless. Yesterday's journey to France felt like endless. A long, exhausting ride with nowhere to sleep inside. The hours dragged on, and by the time I finally found a place to rest, it was late, it was dark, and I was completely drained. All I could manage was a quick meal before collapsing into bed, too tired to think about anything else. This morning though, things felt a little better. A hot shower and a strong coffee gave me a much needed boost. Just enough to get myself moving. Packing up the tent, I thought about the plan ahead. One final mountain pass in Switzerland before the road would carry me into Italy. But now, after everything, I'm realizing it might be time for a break. A day to reset, to catch my breath. There's work waiting for me, so I'm going to get all my content sorted out. And yeah, don't forget the laundry. It's piling up quickly. Still, Switzerland is calling, and that last pass, it's not going to ride itself. The goal for today? Riding the famous Sint-Bernard Pass, one of the most iconic routes in the Alps. The weather was perfect. A cool breeze, sunny skies, and just the right temperature to make a rider smile. But then, the roads hit me with a surprise. An insane amount of traffic. Honestly, it felt like every camper van in the whole Europe decided to take a leisurous cruise up the pass today. I spent most of the ride stuck in what you could say like the slowest, most scenic train ever, chugging along behind a line of cars, cyclists and day trippers, enjoying the view at about 20 kilometers an hour. Relaxing? Well, not really. At one point I caught myself muttering like, this isn't the road, this is horrible. Yeah. Now, the Sint-Bernard Pass itself has a history as epic as it views. It's been a crucial route for centuries, connecting Switzerland and Italy. Back in the Roman times, it was a part of an important trade route, and during the Napoleonic Wars, Napoleon himself led troops through here. And of course, there is the famous St. Bernard's dog, legendary for rescuing stranded travelers in these snowy mountains. The pass is particularly dripping with history, but today it's mostly dripping with tourists and camper vans. By the time I reached the top, I felt like I earned it. And wow, it was busy. Picture this, a parking lot parked with cars, families snapping selfies and souvenir shops in full swing. If I didn't know better, I would say it like they announced free chocolate fondue at the summit. But even with the crowd, the view was stunning. There is a lake at the top, its water glistering like it's been plucked straight from a postcard. I spot some fish darting beneath the surface, probably wondering why so many humans had invaded their quiet spot. And yeah, there was also a dog. It was playing in the lake, splashing around and chasing fish like it was living its best life. Honestly, that dog looked like it had a better day than me. After a quick break at the top of the Sint-Bernard Pass, it was time to get back on the bike. Next up, Aosta. This stretch of road is always a favorite of mine. It's a playful ride with just the right mix of twists, turns and open stretches. And speaking of playful, had a bit of fun with a fellow rider. A girl on a Ducati Monster. Let me tell you, she could ride. Smooth lines, confident cornering and plenty of speed. It's always awesome to see girls out on bikes, owning the road. Honestly, she pushed me to keep up at times. Watching her tear up the route was a highlight of the day. As I made my way through Aosta, I wanted to capture some drone shots to show off the breathtaking view. But the wind had another idea. Every time I set up the drone, The wind was so strong that it wasn't safe to take off. Frustrating, but hey, that's part of the adventure, right? Sometimes nature has the final say. After passing through Bourg Saint-Maurice, I pointed the bike towards my next challenge, the Col de l'Iseran. Now, this is a pass that never disappoints. It's the highest paved mountain pass in Europe, and as you climb, you really start to feel the scale of the place. Up there, surrounded by towering peaks and endless sky, you feel so small and yet so alive. It's humbling and at the same time also very, impressive. The ride up was very smooth. Traffic popped up here and there, but compared to the morning on the Sint-Bernard Pass, this felt like freedom. The roads opened up in places and I could finally find my flow again, leaning into the curves and soaking in the views. By the time I reached the summit, it was hard not to feel a sense of accomplishment. The air was crisp, the landscape rugged and raw. This wasn't just a ride. It was an escape, a reminder of why I love being out here on two wheels. As the day winds down, I find myself reflecting on everything this ride has given me, both the good and the challenging. It started with frustration, the traffic on the Sint-Bernard Pass, the endless line of camper vans, and that creeping feeling that I wasn't going to enjoy the day. But as the hours passed, the ride started to remind me of why I love doing this. The freedom of riding isn't just about the open road or the perfect pass. It's about taking everything as it comes. The surprises, the setbacks, and the small moments that make it all worthwhile. Like riding into Aosta and sharing the road with a girl on her Ducati Monster. That brief encounter gave the day a spark I didn't know I needed. Watching her carving through the turns remind me of the pure joy of riding, the connection we all share when we're out here. Even when the wind stopped me from flying the drone, it was a reminder that not every moment needs to be captured from above. Some things are meant to be experienced in the moment. Feeling the wind on my face, hearing the hum of the engine, and seeing the mountains rise up around me. The Col d'Iseran was the perfect way to end the day. That climb, the views, and the sheer scale of the place, it's like the mountains have a way of putting everything into perspective. Up there, surrounded by rugged peaks, you feel both small and invincible at the same time. And for once, the road felt open. I wasn't stuck in a parade of cars or battling traffic. I found my rhythm again, and in those moments, everything just clicked. Now, as the day comes to an end, I'm making my way towards Susa, where I finally get some rest. After the twists and turns, the traffic and the breathtaking views, I think I've earned a little downtime. Tomorrow's plan: take a day to recharge, sort through the footage, catch up on some much needed laundry, and just let the bike cool off for a bit. But this isn't the end, far from it. The next chapter of this adventure takes me into the Western Alps, where the roads end and the trails begin. Off-road riding in some of the most beautiful places of the Alps. It's going to be a complete different kind of challenge, and I can't wait to share it with you. So stay tuned, and as always, thank you for coming along for the ride. If you enjoyed this journey so far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, ride safe, and I see you in the wild.